In the next 30 minutes, money you thought was lost will try to find its way back. Don't block it. This message was whispered by the Spirit, stirred in the high courts of heaven, and delivered through the wings of the archangel for those who are willing to receive, not with the mind, but with the heart. These are not idle words. This is not a poetic whim or a hopeful affirmation. This is a divine dispatch, sealed with holy urgency. The next 30 minutes are not ordinary. They are sacred. They are timed by the hand of the Almighty. For in this brief passage of time, something long thought dead is awakening. Something you cried over, mourned for, wrote off as lost. It's now searching for you. Not because you begged, not because you chased, but because heaven has declared it time. There is a stirring in the spirit realm, an unraveling of knots tied long ago by fear, by abandonment, by betrayal. The money you thought was lost, yes, that very resource you gave up on, is alive. It's breathing. It's whispering your name through timelines, through realms, through networks unseen by mortal eyes. And in this hour, it is being released, moving back toward the orbit of your life. But hear this and hear it clearly. You must not block it. You must not let fear, doubt, or distraction build another gate against it. This is not for everyone. Many will hear these words and shrug. Many will feel the tug in their chest and ignore it. But you, yes, you, were drawn here not by accident. You were summoned. Your soul caught the scent of restoration and brought you to this moment. Because this message is only for those who still dare to believe that heaven did not forget their loss. It is for those who know deep in their spirit that not all that disappears is gone. Sometimes it is hidden. Sometimes it is protected. And sometimes, just like now, it is rerouted to return multiplied. You must be still. You must not go chasing this return like a beggar pounding on a closed door. For this movement is divine. This restoration is sacred. This blessing does not come to the frantic. It comes to the aligned. In the next 30 minutes, hush your fear. Quiet your striving. Posture your heart like a receiver, not a runner. For what's coming was never meant to be earned by force, but to be returned by grace. This is your moment. Stay still. Let the divine lead. Heaven is watching your next move. Type "I am ready for return" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 3030 is being released over your life. Hear now, for I am Michael, the archangel of war and wealth, the guardian of heaven's vaults and the one sent to announce divine shifts in your life. I come not with vague encouragement, but with a decree, one-time and urgent. In the next 30 minutes, something sacred stirs. A transaction in the spirit realm is being completed. A reversal is already underway. What you once mourned is now moving, rising, reclaiming space in your destiny. You wept over it. You cursed yourself for losing it. You blamed others. You blamed heaven. You believed it was gone forever. But I speak as one who stands in the holy chamber where records are kept, where promises are stored, where timelines are orchestrated. And I tell you, it was never lost. It was detained, held, watched, protected, delayed not by punishment but by divine precision, not to harm you but to prepare you. For in this moment, and only in this moment, the portal opens, and if you are not spiritually postured, you will miss what was meant to return. In the next 30 minutes, a seed once planted but never harvested begins to break the surface of your life. This is not a general word. This is not for the doubters, nor for those still flirting with disbelief. This is for the ones who have endured without clarity, who have continued even when it made no sense to do so. This is for the faithful who are tired, but still listening. You, yes, you, are not forgotten. You are watched. You are chosen. And your name has been reissued to what you lost. Money is not just currency. It is energy. It is movement. And in the spirit, it holds memory. It remembers where it was birthed. It remembers your labor. It remembers your obedience. Even when the world forgot, heaven archived every seed, every dollar, every investment you thought was in vain. And now, heaven whispers to earth, release it. Not because of desperation, but because of alignment. You are not being rewarded. You are being reconnected. Reconnected to what was rightfully yours. Reconnected to what your doubt almost buried. Reconnected to the part of your life that once flowed with abundance. But hear me clearly. You must not block it. Your next words, your next thoughts, your next emotions, these are gates or walls. You must choose. Will you be the portal or the prison? Let your spirit rise above logic in this moment. Logic will say it's too late. But faith says it's right on time. Logic will say, how could it return? But the Spirit says, watch what I will do. This is not a time for skepticism. This is not a moment for complaint. This is the hour of silence, surrender, and sacred agreement. Lift your heart. Open your hands. Surrender your assumptions. For what was once closed is opening. What was delayed is being released. What you lost is now remembering its path back to you. Type I receive this return in the comments if this speaks to your spirit. Blessing code 3031 is now moving through your atmosphere. There was a moment, maybe long ago, maybe not so far back, when you felt something slip through your fingers. An opportunity, an inheritance, a promise spoken over your life that never bore fruit. You questioned yourself. You questioned heaven. You asked, where did it go? And every time you looked back, you only saw emptiness. But I, Michael, speak what the enemy tried to hide. It was never gone. It was hidden. It was paused. And even now, it stirs. They told you it was over. That what you lost couldn't return. That you were foolish to keep hoping. But they did not see the Spirit's hands. They did not see the angels dispatched to preserve what you weren't ready to hold. They did not understand divine timing, nor spiritual maturity. So you believed them, didn't you? You stopped expecting restoration. You settled for lack. And that subtle surrender began blocking what was always meant to find you again. Let me speak to the ache within you. That silent heartbreak you never confessed. That lump in your throat every time you think about what could have been. You never stopped feeling it, but you trained yourself to pretend it didn't matter. Yet heaven never forgot. Heaven archived every tear, every sacrifice, every time you chose integrity over compromise. And now, it is issuing a return. But first, you must confront the lies. Who convinced you that your mistake was permanent? Who convinced you that your worthiness was lost with your wealth? Who whispered that you were cursed, abandoned, or overlooked? That voice was not a heaven. That voice came to sabotage your faith, to block the re-entry of what was meant to bless you. You must renounce it now. Your fear blocked the flow. Your guilt shut the door. Your unworthiness became a spiritual dam. But now, the Spirit is pressing on your heart, tearing down those old beliefs. You are not forgotten. You are not a failure. You are not disqualified. You are the doorway. Do not be surprised if confusion stirs in this very hour. Do not be alarmed if the old questions rise again. Could it really come back? After all this time? Through what vessel? Come where? That is the enemy's final attempt to disrupt this divine transaction. Stay anchored. Stay soft. Stay expectant. You are not being teased. You are being tested for trust. There is money. Yes, literal money. That remembers you. It's entangled in timelines, in old promises, in divine agreements yet to be fulfilled. You thought it died, but it's been moving quietly through the hands of angels, waiting a heart posture pure enough to receive it. And now you are here. Now you are reading. Now your spirit is stirring. Because the return is close. Closer than ever. Don't block it with bitterness. Don't block it with fear. Don't block it with realism. Heaven is not bound by earthly accounts. And what's coming does not need permission from man. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. Let the heavens reveal what man could never decode. Let the veil be lifted over what happened to your money, your inheritance, your opportunity. You were never robbed without witness. You were never delayed without purpose. Hear the voice of Michael now. What you called a loss, heaven called a test. What you mourned is gone, heaven named on hold. You must understand, there are dimensions of divine justice that cannot operate outside alignment. There are windows that only open when the soul is postured, when the heart is pruned. The money you lost, it was not misrouted. It was withheld. Not by the enemy, but by the Spirit. Not because you were denied, but because you were not yet ready to reign with it. Heaven does not give gold to the unstable. It does not pour rain on roots too shallow to carry the harvest. So yes, it paused. It pulled back. It circled high above your life, waiting for the moment when your spirit was steady enough to hold what it once dropped. The delay was divine. The pain was a purifier. The stillness was a setup. There are forces, both angelic and demonic, assigned to your finances. While the demonic realm sought to pervert your resources, heaven restrained the overflow until it could protect you from yourself, until it could fortify your wisdom, until your identity was no longer tethered to wealth, but to worship. Do not believe that because it did not arrive when you wanted, it is no longer coming. The things of God move not by urgency, but by holiness. Not by your timeline, but by eternal intention. What was blocked was not stolen. It was placed in escrow, guarded, preserved, held in spiritual chambers until your obedience reached the right vibration. For heaven had been watching how you handled lack, watching how you responded to betrayal, watching if you would curse God and die or bless Him in drought. This was not about money. This was about molding. You were under surveillance. But now, beloved, you are under release. This is the moment when the seal breaks. This is the hour when what was held begins to flow again. But only if you agree with heaven. For the gate swings both ways, blessing flows only where there is belief. And obedience, now, becomes your new currency. Speak what aligns. Think what aligns. Live as one who is already restored. For you were never denied, only delayed. And now, heaven whispers, let it be returned. Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. Heed this warning, child of destiny. The window is open, but not forever. The clock is ticking, and what moves toward you is not moving aimlessly. It hath been summoned by divine command, but your spirit must remain open. Do not miss what you were meant to catch. Do not close the door that heaven has unlocked. This next movement is quiet. It will not shout. It will not knock twice. It will arrive subtly, dressed in common garments. A phone call, a forgotten email, a name dropped in conversation, a long-lost message suddenly found. Do not dismiss the simple, for the supernatural is often clothed in the natural. The miraculous often whispers before it roars. In this moment, you must become spiritually vigilant, because the enemy, too, has been watching the clock. He knows your window is nearing, and so, distraction has already been deployed. Doubt is knocking. Old wounds are itching. Voices from your past are rising, whispering once again, nothing ever returns. Don't get your hopes up. Stay numb. But these are saboteurs, spirits of despair, traps disguised as comfort. Do not engage them. Do not speak to them. Silence is your weapon now. For if your spirit is closed, the door will shut again. Not in punishment, but in spiritual principle. God cannot fill what is sealed shut. He cannot water a ground hardened by unbelief. And you, chosen one, must decide in the next 30 minutes if you will remain open, expectant, and ready. This is a sacred hour, not to be wasted, not to be scrolled away, not to be spent in apathy or overthinking. You must posture yourself like one who knows something is coming. You must expect the unexpected. Prepare for what you once called impossible. There is a figure, a force, a power that has worked overtime to keep your wealth distant. It has operated through shame, through confusion, through weariness. It has whispered that restoration is for others, but not for you. That you've made too many mistakes. That you've waited too long. But I, Michael, expose the liar. For heaven has ruled in your favor, and what's due must now return. Yet still, do not delay your agreement. Do not wait for signs when the Spirit has already spoken. This moment is not about feeling. It's about faith. And faith is an action. Speak your yes. Move as one who believes. Word your words of despair. Let your atmosphere be holy, even in silence. Do not miss your miracle because of mood. Do not block your blessing with sarcasm. Every word you say in this hour plants seed or sets fire. Choose wisely. For by the time the clock strikes, whether midnight or midday, the angel of release will have passed by. Will he find your door open? Or will he pass over because fear once again erected a wall? Stay still. Stay reverent. Watch and expect. The return is close. Type "My door is open" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 4711 is moving toward you now. Now that you know it is on its way. Now that the wind of restoration hath been loosed. Your only job is not to chase, not to beg, not to control, but to align. This is not the hour of hustle. This is not the moment to activate plans forged in panic. This is the sacred interval of stillness. For the return of what you thought was lost depends not on your labor, but on your surrender. The Spirit says, "Be still and know that I am God." For this next wealth movement is not of man's doing. It is not the result of cleverness, manipulation, or striving. It will come through portals that your effort cannot open, but your obedience can. And in this divine equation, the currency is posture. The currency is trust. The currency is alignment. Heaven is watching not your hands, but your heart. So I, Michael, give you a divine protocol for this hour. Let your tongue be sanctified. Speak no negativity for the next 30 minutes. Not one word of complaint. Not one sentence of sarcasm. Not one whisper of disbelief. For your words are keys, and even the smallest statement can lock what heaven has sent. Instead, say this: I do not block my blessing. Declare it aloud. Declare it under your breath. Declare it in your spirit. For this declaration activates your receptivity. It trains your atmosphere. It guards your gates from the spirit of delay. Every negative word is a weight. Every faith-filled word is a wing. Choose wings. You are not grounded. You are ascending. And what of your thoughts? You must protect them like treasure. Doubt will try to sneak in dressed as reason. Fear will disguise itself as strategy. But you must hold up your shield and remind every thought who you are. You are not cursed. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. You are chosen. You are trusted. You are timed. This sacred moment requires you to withdraw from distraction. Turn down the volume of the world. Silence unnecessary voices. Let your phone rest. Let your spirit rise. For heaven responds to your stillness. Not your scrambling. Not your scheming. Stillness is the passcode. Gratitude is the alignment. Trust is the open door. You must become the atmosphere that attracts the return. You must radiate readiness. Let your inner world match what you expect in your outer one. Clean your space. Light your candle. Write the vision again. Speak peace over your mind. For the money is not just looking for your name. It's looking for your energy. It's looking for the place it can rest and multiply. Say aloud now, I am aligned. I am still. I am ready. Speak it again. Let it rue. Let it rise. The Spirit is hovering near, watching for agreement, watching for honor, watching for the vibration of trust. Heaven cannot bless chaos. Heaven cannot bless frenzy. But it moves quickly toward surrender. The angels have already begun descending. The command has already been issued. The miracle is already walking toward your door. Don't slam it shut with fear. Don't delay it with panic. Don't block it with old patterns of disbelief. Remain silent and surrendered for the next 30 minutes. Let nothing negative escape your lips. Let no fear find a place to nest in your chest. For in this stillness, there is a spiritual technology activating your miracle. Stillness, gratitude, trust. These are your weapons. These are your tools. These are your open doors. And I declare to you, if you guard your gates, the return will not just visit, it will stay. Type I do not block my blessing in the comments if this message has found your heart. Blessing code 7777 is activating around your atmosphere now. Now rise, chosen one. Rise from the posture of desperation. Rise from the identity of the overlooked. For the Spirit is not merely returning what you lost, it is also awakening who you are. You are not a beggar. You are a portal. You are not a failure. You are a frequency. And money, that sacred resource of movement, is now magnetized to your shift in belief. Hear me clearly. This is not just about money. This is about divine flow. This is about knowing that the gold is in your mouth and the river flows in your hands. Every time you speak life, you call forth wealth. Every time you bless instead of curse, you unlock favor. The currency of this realm responds to identity, and your identity is being realigned. You were never broke. You were blocked. Blocked by old stories. Blocked by internalized shame. Blocked by spiritual debris that whispered, "You are not enough." But that lie has no authority here. That identity has been revoked. Heaven is writing a new title over you: Portal of Provision, Gate of Glory, Carrier of Wealth. So now, let your language reflect your royalty. No more saying, "I'm waiting on it." Speak instead, "It is locating me." No more saying, "If only," say instead, "It is already on the way." Let your mouth become a mirror of the miracle. Speak as though it is done. Walk as though you are favored. Live as though you are trusted by the Most High. Heaven moves toward those who sound like it. Heaven responds to echoes of faith. When your words match the vibration of promise, the promise accelerates. You are not here to wait. You are here to call. You are not here to chase. You are here to magnetize. The money is not running from you. It is seeking you. It is tracing your faith. It is remembering your seed. It is obeying divine memory. And now, because you are aligned, because your gates are open, because your words are holy, the flow begins again. Do not be surprised if unexpected credits appear. Do not be shocked if favor erupts in random places. That is the Spirit responding to your posture. That is the realm of heaven honoring your agreement. Now declare this: I welcome restoration. Not replacement, but restoration. Because what's coming back is not a substitute. It is a resurrection. It is the same money, same opportunity, same favor, but matured, multiplied, and holy. Become the kind of atmosphere that wealth seeks. Think like one who governs. Dress like one who's trusted. Speak like one who holds keys. You are no longer invisible. You are undeniable. You are the portal. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I am a portal" in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 8181 is unlocking now. There is a sacred truth I must now unveil, one that has remained hidden beneath the layers of your delays, your pain, your confusion. What you believed to be lost, what you mourned as finished, was never taken from you as punishment. It was hidden. It was protected. It was matured. You see, in heaven, there are vaults not just for wealth but for timing. And the wealth attached to your name, yes, that very money you wept over, the opportunity you gave up on, the resource that vanished, is one of those mysteries that was sealed for the right moment. This is that moment. I, Michael, release the revelation now. It could not come to you until you had grown, until you could hold it without breaking under its weight, until you could receive it without idolizing it, until your soul understood that what returns is not your provider, heaven is. You had to rise first, before the harvest could be trusted with you. That's why the return delayed. It was never lost. It was stored. It was aging like fine wine in the chamber of divine maturation. And now, because your heart has softened, because your faith has endured, because your spirit has come into alignment, the seal has been broken, and what was maturing is now moving. There are contracts you never signed, but were spoken over your bloodline. There are inheritances unclaimed because your ancestors never had the chance to walk in abundance. There are divine credits with your name on them that were paused until you stepped into the posture of authority. This is not just about you. This is about a spiritual economy centuries in the making. You are the recipient of generational delay, but also the activator of generational reversal. You are the first in your line to say, "It's returning." And heaven has heard you. The money you thought was stolen will return, but not from the place you last saw it. No, it will come through an unexpected vessel, a route you couldn't have planned, a channel you would have never guessed. It will come through the obedience of others, through favor you didn't orchestrate, through a reversal no human could have manufactured. That's how you'll know it's divine. Listen, the wealth remembers your name. It is coded into your spiritual DNA. It knows the imprint of your effort. It recognizes the scent of your sacrifice. It was assigned to you, and it's coming home. This is the revelation heaven kept from you until now, not because you were unworthy, but because it needed your soul to be ready for the scale of what is coming. You prayed for trickles, but God prepared an overflow. You mourned coins, but heaven preserved treasure. And now, the vault opens. Not because of your striving, not because of your performance, but because you finally understand it was never about earning. It was always about alignment. Prepare to be shocked. Prepare to be undone. Prepare for receipts from sources that surprise you. This is not compensation. This is restoration. And it comes now. Type "I receive the revelation" in the comments if this message confirms what you've been sensing. Blessing code 6262 is being released to locate you now. In the next 30 minutes, money you thought was lost will try to find its way back. Don't block it. This is your call to action. This is the moment when hearing must transform into doing, when sensing must become saying, and when belief must become embodiment. If you truly receive what heaven is doing, if this message has stirred your spirit, then now, activate. Don't just hear. Don't just feel. Move. Speak yes to restoration with your whole being. Speak it with your mouth, your habits, your decisions. For your destiny is not waiting on God. It's waiting on your agreement. It's waiting for your full surrender to the identity that money obeys. Destiny doesn't respond to desperation. It responds to declaration. Now, open every door. Yes, everyone. Check the accounts you wrote off. Revisit the emails you archived in frustration. Reopen the ideas you shelved in grief. Luck again. Not with the energy of fear, but with the boldness of favor. Luck again. For this time, heaven walks with you. Some of what was delayed was because you stopped mouthing. You took one no as the final word. But the Spirit says, try again. Because now, the conditions have changed it. What was locked then is being unlocked now. Not because the system changed it, but because you did. Heaven cannot move where you refuse to believe. And so belief must become your action plan. Check what you dismissed. Reopen what you buried. Speak life where you once sealed a tomb. Because your wealth is not coming, it is waiting. Waiting for you to rise into the version of yourself that is bold enough to receive it. What does this look like? It looks like speaking differently. It looks like canceling doubt before it settles. It looks like holding yourself with dignity, even when the balance doesn't reflect the breakthrough yet. It looks like sowing even when it feels like a risk, because sowing in faith is the first act of reclamation. Say this now. I move as one who is already restored. Say it again until your bones believe it, because you must become the container that overflow can trust. If you are still shaped like lack, overflow will have no room. So stretch. Stand. Think in terms of abundance. Prepare your life for return. Make room in your mind. Clear space in your heart. Get ready in the natural for what is breaking loose in the spirit. Open the old folders. We apply. Present. Reposure. For heaven is bringing things back to you, but only what you're willing to embrace. You are no longer a victim of the lost. You are now a vessel of the retrieved. You are no longer the abandoned. You are now the restored. Let this truth rewrite your posture. Let it cleanse your vocabulary. Let it lead your decisions. Destiny doesn't wait forever, and your window is open now. If this message resonates with you, and you feel led, consider giving a super thanks with a contribution of up to $50. Your support allows us to continue creating prophetic content that speaks life and power into your journey. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the Support Here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I activate my destiny" in the comments if you are stepping into this word. Blessing code 2121 is now charged and released over your atmosphere. And now listen closely. The Spirit is moving in silence. While you slept, heaven was not still. While you mourned what was lost, angels were dispatched. While you wept, thinking it was over, the Lord of hosts initiated a transaction not seen by human eyes. There is an exchange happening in realms above, a shifting of spiritual weight, a redirection of resources. This is the silent exchange, and you are its target. While you grieved and whispered, "It's gone," heaven was issuing a retrieval order. Archangels were summoned with scrolls bearing your name. What you assumed was dissolved was being traced by divine record keepers. Prayers you forgot you prayed were pulled from eternal archives. Yes, beloved, ancestral voices cried out for you, and their cries have not gone unheard. There is a realm where time folds, where what was lost is never erased, just rerouted. And in that realm, the books are being balanced. In that realm, your account is being adjusted. What was delayed due to disorder is now being reinstated through alignment. This exchange is not noisy. It is not visible to the carnal eye. It happens when your mouth is closed, but your heart is open. When your hands are lifted, though your eyes still see no evidence. It is happening now. You must understand the nature of spiritual transactions. They begin in stillness. They travel on obedience. They are sealed in surrender. If you could hear the spirit realm right now, you'd hear the sounds of movement, coins shifting, doors opening, angels delivering, timelines bending. Yes, timelines. For this moment is not just for now. It is a convergence, a reversal traveling through years of delay to meet you at this intersection. Money is not just metal or paper. It is memory. It carries purpose. And when its assignment is divine, it cannot be lost, only delayed. While you were busy counting your losses, heaven was rerouting them back into your field. And now the Spirit says, what was stolen hath been sighted, is returning home. This is not a time to force. This is a time to align. Do not shout. Do not strive. Stay in the rhythm of reverence. The angels don't respond to noise. They respond to honor. They respond to alignment. And now that you've been found faithful in obscurity, they have permission to complete the exchange. There are transactions happening in the background of your life right now. You may not see it in your bank account yet, but check your atmosphere. You feel the shift, that restlessness, that unexplainable stirring in your spirit. That is not anxiety. That is the arrival. That is the evidence. That is the spiritual invoice being stamped with heaven's approve. You are being reversed into what should have always been yours. And it will arrive with such subtlety, such elegance, that you will know it came from no man's hand. This is heaven's fingerprint. This is God's mark of recompense. Say aloud, while I waited, heaven worked. Say it again. Let your body memorize it. Let your atmosphere catch it. You did not miss it. It was just moving in silence. Type I receive the exchange in the comments if your spirit bears witness to this. Blessing code 1919 is operating behind the veil now. In the next 30 minutes, money you thought was lost will try to find its way back. Don't block it. Justice is not delayed, it is precise. God does not forget debts. He does not misplace cries. He does not overlook wrongs. And now, the divine court has convened. Your case has been reviewed. Your name has been cleared. And heaven has ruled, reversal must begin. I, Michael, stand as witness to this verdict. What was stolen must be returned, sevenfold. Not just returned in volume, but with interest, with weight, with recompense. You see, the world operates on fairness, but the kingdom operates on justice. And in justice, the measure is not what was lost, but what was meant to be multiplied. You didn't just lose time. You lost territory. You didn't just lose money. You lost movement. And now, every delay is becoming a deposit. Understand this. There is a spiritual law that governs wealth, and it cannot be broken. No one goes unseen. No cry goes unheard. No seed sown in pain will go unrewarded. These are not poetic words. These are legal principles in the courts of heaven. And your name had been brought forward for fulfillment. The reversal has begun. Those who laughed when you fell will now watch as you rise. Those who dismissed you in your drought will be forced to witness your overflow. But this is not about them. This is not about revenge. This is about divine balance. The scales are being tipped back in your favor, and nothing can stop what has already been decreed. God owes no man, and yet, in His mercy, He chooses to restore more than you lost. You sowed through tears, and now you shall reap with joy. You gave while empty, and now you will receive in fullness. This is not luck. This is law, and the law is on your side. Let go of the urge to prove yourself. You do not need to justify your restoration. You do not need to explain how or why. Just receive it. For this blessing is not earned. It is owed, not by men, but by the integrity of heaven's own promise. Even now, angels are being dispatched with the reversal order. Demonic assignments against your finances are being canceled. The curses once spoken over your provision are being overturned. And every closed door marked with your name is now swinging open. You are not just getting back what was taken. You are receiving what was due. You are walking into the court of compensation. And the Lord Himself is your advocate. So say it now, with authority, my justice is here. My reversal is now. Speak it with your chest. Declare it with your soul. Because your words create space for the miracle to land. This is divine compensation. This is spiritual reimbursement. And nothing on earth can stop it. Type my justice is now in the comments if this word belongs to you. Blessing code 4447 is breaking the cycles and releasing what is yours. Now breathe. Breathe in the peace that passes all understanding. Let your soul come to rest in the truth of this moment. You were never forgotten. You were never abandoned. The heavens did not overlook you. Your seed was never lost. Your tears were not wasted. And the money, yes, the very provision you grieved over, it was never lost. It was only waiting for you to come into agreement with who you really are. This is not just the end of a message. This is the beginning of movement. Heaven has now spoken. The angelic decree hath been delivered. The portals have been opened. The alignment has occurred. You are no longer the one who missed it. You are now the one who magnetizes it. This restoration does not come because you begged for it. It comes because you remembered who you are. It comes because you agreed with heaven. It comes because your identity caught up with your inheritance. So hear now the final word of this revelation from the throne through the voice of Michael. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. You are surrounded by the code of return. You are governed by the law of divine justice. You are now walking in the reality of supernatural restoration. Let the gates open before you. Let your name echo in the realms of favor. Let your hands receive what your heart finally believes. You are the container. You are the carrier. You are the confirmation of God's covenant to restore. Now open the gate. Type I am marked for restoration in the comments to seal this message over your life. Blessing code 1110 is finalizing the divine release over you.